All right, well, let's get to the next one, guys. Changing home buyer expectations are slowing the housing market. Yeah, duh. Home sales each week continue to be at depressed levels. Available inventory of unsold homes is growing. And, even though it's not unusual for there to be a small jump in new listings during this time of year, that's mostly because people are thinking, oh, if I want to close on the sale of my house, I got to get it on the market in September so they can get in escrow in October, close by November. We can have Thanksgiving and Christmas in our new place. So there's this buyer behavior psychological element. At least from my own track record and, seeing lots of conversations like this. So
something that's been going on for years. It's just been the cycle, but right now it's a different cycle. One, we have a shorter supply of homes. We've been talking about that. Second, the rates are all-time high, 23-year high. We haven't seen that in over 23 years to be an average rate of 7.7%.
Yeah.
It is just crazy.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, and a lot of people say, well, when I first bought my home, it was at 19%. Yeah. You paid $50,000 for the house.
Yeah, that's right.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different from when an average here in San Diego, it's $890,000 currently.
Right.
Nationwide, it was at $407,000, I believe.
Yeah.
Is what they put out there. So if you're really looking at that, your rent or a mortgage payment's gone up to $2,600, $2,900, and that's nationwide.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's hard. And this signals a psychological change. I mean, it's obviously a behavioral subset of what is true in the market.
Correct.
And expectations are going to drive what people do or don't do all the time, and their ability to do that. And, seasonally speaking, September is right before we get into the holiday season, but it's also right after this spring, summer push. So traditionally, everyone's warming up in the spring and in the summer. They're making their moves. They're trying to get into whatever new neighborhood for the new school that their kids are going to go into and get settled before the school year begins. And then there's kind of this lagging effect. Oh, you didn't do it then? Okay, we'll do it in September. And you still have some time, coupled with, let's get this done before the end of the year. So I think it's kind of a both and situation. And ironically enough, when people decorate their homes for Thanksgiving and Christmas, they actually get really good value on their offers because they're seeing a house in an environment in the way they would envision it for themselves.
Yeah, staging makes a huge difference.
Big time.
And so I know that happens too. But the changing perception of hey, and I mean this. Again, I'm gonna go back to the Fed. Part of this is if they're standing up there and they're saying, "Hey, rates are gonna have to remain at an elevated level for longer." They're telling everyone in this soft way, you just got to get ready to be patient. Be patient. This is going to take some time, and we ain't out of the woods yet.
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be a different holiday season for sure.
Yeah,
with not having a lot of supply and people holding on to those low interest rates that they had.
Yep.
And consumer confidence just being.
I think it's going to be rough.
It's one of the lowest, out there when it comes to purchasing a home. And why? The rate's just not affordable.
Yeah.
Well, especially for the people. I mean, because imagine they mentioned in here, buyers early in 2023 had slightly lower rates than now, and we're optimistic that mortgage rates would still go lower.
Right.
I mean, imagine how those people feel now.
Yeah. Well, I was going to tell you this little story from the Wayback Machine. I remember in my first year in 2005 doing loans, I remember locking a fixed rate loan 30-year at 6.5%.
Yeah.
And 6.5%, that's just the way it was. And I was like, okay, it's 6.5%.
Yeah.
But now we're staring down high 7s and 8s. Now we're talking about 8s. Even in our 18 years, I've never seen an 8. I've never even done a loan higher than that 6.5 on a lock.
I've done it on the hard money.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, yes, hard money, HELOCs, yes, but traditional mortgage money, I've never done one.
I literally got in after they were 3%. They started creeping back up.
Yeah,
and it went up quick.
And I remember when I first started, I'd do so many cold calls, and a lot of them were for refinances, and everyone would be like, "Nope, already refinanced. I have a 2%.
Yep.
And that's crazy. That's what I got all day long.
So you refinance half the country, and he called them all.
Yeah, he called them all. I just confirmed they get refinanced.
He was like, "You called from Memo's office? I already did it. I'm done."
After March of 2022, that's where everything just started creeping up. That's where we started seeing just rates spike and at a historical high. We've never seen that.
I was thinking about that the other day, and that little arcade game that the whack-a-mole with the hammer and the thing that pops up, you gotta hit it back down. I kind of feel like that's what's going on in the market, right? It's here's this problem with inflation. Oh, here's jobs over here. Oh, here's affordability over there. There's mortgage rates it's inventory, and there just seems to be a lot of them all at the same time. And here's what I'm also noticing, and I'll say this to our own credit. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. I think it's because they don't want to. They're scared to. They don't know what to say, or they're afraid that they're going to be, like lambasted in the comments or whatever. But look, this is what it is. These are the cards we've been dealt, and we got to play our hand.
Well, the good thing with us is full transparency.
Yes.
If you're not in a position to do it, you can't. Your finances will tell us. And that's what we're here to do, is to make sure that we're analyzing your financial situation and pointing you in that right direction.
Yeah.
So we talk about this because we just want to not be hiding the truth. Here it is. But this is why we feel you will benefit from it, you know? And if you can't right now, hey, everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, and there's no advantage to not talk about these things,
No,
because it's
exactly.
true whether we talk about it or we don't. So
helps.
everyone being silent doesn't help at all.
Absolutely. You know, Andy, it for me internally in my own household, I always talked about the 3 Ps, right? And so I just want to be better prepared. I'm actually scaling down a lot of things. You know, you guys have seen me write down my Corvette and stuff. Guess what? I'm putting on the market. I want to survive this, because we already know if we go through this momentum and we start creating a difference, we're just going to catapult out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the next season is going to be a very good season.
Yeah, and then that's a good case to be made for being nimble and being a kind of company that is insulated in some regards, but available in many others. Is, you know, we can make swift changes when we need to. But I would say one of the things that is going to help us most coming through this upcoming season is doing this, having honest conversations with people, talking to new guests that we're going to start in the new year, and some other show ideas that we're going to come up for you guys to help not only increase the value of the show, but also do more education and preparation for people who do want to get into homes, because there need to be solutions for people. And we're actually right now behind the scenes, we're working on all that so we can introduce to you guys coming up soon an entire solutions environment for the mortgage heroes, where you can literally kind of choose the scenario, find a solution, and then determine if it's something that you can qualify for as our good faith effort to, in a difficult market, put you in a position to win.
That's right.